Most automatic transmissions don't fail overnight. They're slowly damaged by habits drivers repeat every single day. In this video, we're exposing 15 hidden habits and misconceptions that quietly shorten the life of your automatic car. Watch till the end because what you'll learn today can save you a fortune and keep your transmission healthy for years to come. Let's uncover these silent transmission killers before they cost you big. Mistake number 1. Trusting park too much. Most drivers of automatic cars simply shift into P and walk away. It feels convenient, but it's silently harming your transmission. Here's why. Inside your transmission is a small metal component called the parking pawl. When you select park, this pawl locks into a notched gear, physically preventing the wheels from turning. That's what keeps your car from rolling. But here's the problem. When you let go of the brake after shifting into park, especially on an incline, you're dumping your entire vehicle's weight onto that tiny piece of metal. That loud clunk or sudden jolt you feel, that's your car's weight slamming into the pawl. Over time, this pressure wears it down. You may start to notice the shifter getting stuck in park. In worst-case scenarios, the pawl can snap completely, causing your car to roll if it's on a slope. That's not just bad for your transmission. It's dangerous. So, what's the right way to park an automatic car, especially on a hill? Start by coming to a full stop while keeping your foot on the brake. Then shift into neutral. Next, engage the parking brake. You'll feel the car settle slightly as its weight is transferred onto the brake. Once the car is secure, release your foot from the brake pedal. Finally, shift into park. Mistake number 2. Coasting in neutral, the neutral no-no. Many drivers think shifting into neutral while going downhill saves fuel. It sounds logical. Lower RPMs must mean less fuel, right? But with modern automatic cars, that's actually a myth. Here's the truth. When you're in drive and coasting, most modern vehicles use a feature called deceleration fuel cutoff. This means the engine stops using fuel entirely while the car's momentum keeps it moving. But if you shift into neutral, the engine has to idle, and idling still burns fuel. So, you may end up using more gas, not less. Worse than that, it's bad for your transmission. Automatic transmissions rely on fluid circulation powered by the engine. In neutral, that flow decreases while the wheels keep spinning the transmission internals. This imbalance can cause poor lubrication and even overheating of parts like clutches and bearings. On top of all this, you lose engine braking and overall control. Your brakes do all the work, which can lead to fading, and if you need to accelerate quickly, there's a delay as the transmission re-engages. The smart move? Always stay in drive or a lower gear on downhill roads. It keeps your transmission safe, your engine efficient, and your control intact. Mistake number 3. Sitting in drive too long. Here's a habit most drivers don't think twice about: sitting in drive at long red lights, in drive-through lines, or during traffic jams with your foot on the brake. It seems harmless, but it's quietly putting serious stress on your automatic transmission. When your car is stopped in drive, the engine is still trying to send power to the wheels through the torque converter. Since the brakes are holding the car in place, this creates internal friction in the torque converter, generating unnecessary heat. And heat is the enemy. It breaks down your transmission fluid, reducing its ability to lubricate and cool. Over time, this leads to faster wear on parts like clutches and seals, and can even cause major transmission failure. The fix? Simple. If you're stopped for more than 20 or 30 seconds, shift into neutral or park. This takes the strain off your transmission and stops the heat buildup. It's a small change, but it can go a long way in protecting your transmission's health. Mistake number 4. Shifting without stopping. Many drivers, especially when in a hurry or doing quick maneuvers like a 3-point turn, make the mistake of shifting between drive and reverse without letting the car come to a full stop. It might save you a second, but it's putting serious strain on your transmission. When you shift gears while the car is still rolling, your transmission, not your brakes, has to stop the vehicle's momentum and then reverse it. This forces internal components like clutches and bands to absorb a huge amount of shock and friction. Your transmission is built to transfer power smoothly, not to act as a braking system. These sudden shifts create intense heat and cause rapid wear on critical parts. Over time, this can lead to delayed gear engagement, jerky shifts, or even complete transmission failure. The fix is simple but important. Always come to a complete stop before switching between drive and reverse. That small pause gives your transmission time to disengage properly and prevents unnecessary damage. A little patience here can save you thousands in repairs down the road. Mistake number 5. Driving hard on a cold engine. One of the most overlooked transmission mistakes is driving aggressively right after starting your car, especially on a cold morning. It might seem harmless, but pushing your car before it's warmed up can cause serious damage over time. When your vehicle sits overnight, especially in cold weather, the transmission fluid thickens. Just like engine oil, it needs time to warm up and circulate properly. At low temperatures, the fluid doesn't flow as efficiently, which means critical components like clutches, gears, and bearings aren't getting the lubrication they need. If you accelerate hard or shift quickly before the fluid reaches optimal temperature, those parts experience increased friction and stress. Over time, this leads to excessive wear and can shorten your transmission's lifespan significantly. The solution is simple. After starting your car, drive gently for the first few minutes. Keep your RPMs low. Avoid sudden acceleration, and let the transmission warm up gradually. Mistake number 6. Ignoring transmission fluid. One of the most damaging mistakes you can make is neglecting your transmission fluid, or worse, using the wrong type. Many drivers fall for the lifetime fluid myth, assuming their transmission never needs attention. But the truth is, no transmission fluid lasts forever. Transmission fluid plays several vital roles. It lubricates moving parts, cools the system, transfers power, and even helps clean out microscopic debris. But over time, the fluid breaks down from heat and wear. It becomes dirty, loses effectiveness, and starts to harm the very components it's meant to protect. Dirty or degraded fluid can lead to overheating, slipping gears, and accelerated wear on internal parts. Left unchecked, it can cause serious and expensive damage to your transmission. The solution is simple. Always follow your owner's manual for fluid change intervals. Depending on your vehicle and how you drive, that could be anywhere from 30,000 to 100,000 miles. And most importantly, always use the exact type of fluid recommended by your manufacturer. Using the wrong fluid can cause immediate damage due to different chemical properties and friction characteristics. Mistake number 7. Overloading your vehicle. Regularly overloading your vehicle might not seem like a big deal, especially if it feels like it's handling it. But pushing your car beyond its weight limits, whether by towing too much or hauling heavy cargo, puts serious, long-term stress on your automatic transmission. Your vehicle is engineered with a maximum payload and towing capacity for a reason. When you exceed those limits, the transmission has to work much harder than it was designed to. Internally, components like gears, clutches, and shafts are strained as they try to move the extra weight. Even worse, the transmission generates excessive heat under heavy loads. This heat breaks down the fluid faster, reducing its ability to cool and lubricate the system. As a result, vital parts wear out more quickly. You may start noticing delayed shifts, slipping gears, or even a burning smell, all signs of trouble ahead. The fix? Always check and follow your vehicle's towing and load ratings, usually listed in the owner's manual or on the driver's door sticker. If you often haul heavy loads, consider upgrading to a vehicle built for that kind of work. Mistake number 8. Using both feet on the pedals. Some drivers use their right foot for the accelerator and their left foot for the brake in automatic cars, thinking it gives faster reactions. But for everyday driving, this two-foot habit can actually cause serious transmission problems and even be dangerous. The main issue is the risk of pressing both pedals at once, even slightly. This sends mixed signals to your car and puts unnecessary stress on your transmission. Here's what happens. When you're giving gas while lightly pressing the brake, the engine tries to move the car forward, but the brakes are holding it back. This conflict creates excessive heat inside the torque converter, which damages transmission fluid and wears down internal parts faster. Modern cars also have computer systems that can get confused by simultaneous pedal inputs, causing erratic shifting or extra strain as the system tries to compensate. Plus, using both feet wears your brakes prematurely since they're constantly fighting the engine's power. The solution is simple. Always use your right foot for both the accelerator and brake, keeping your left foot resting. This eliminates accidental pedal overlap, leading to smoother driving and protecting your transmission from unnecessary wear. Mistake number 9. Riding the brakes downhill. A common mistake when driving downhill is relying too much on your brakes instead of using your transmission to help control speed. This habit, called the downhill drag, not only overheats your brakes, but also puts unnecessary strain on your vehicle systems, including the transmission. Constantly pressing the brake pedal on long descents builds up a lot of heat in your braking system. This can cause brake fade, where your brakes lose effectiveness, and in extreme cases, brake failure. But how does this impact your transmission? Modern automatics often have lower gear options like L, 2, 3, Sport Mode, or paddle shifters that let you use engine braking. Engine braking slows your car by using the engine's resistance, reducing the work your brakes have to do. If you skip downshifting and just ride the brakes, your transmission stays in a higher gear, freewheeling without helping to control speed. While the transmission itself isn't overheating, it's not working as efficiently as it should. Over time, this can lead to uneven wear on some internal parts because they aren't being used properly. The right approach is simple. When going downhill, shift to a lower gear or engage Sport Mode. This raises engine RPMs and lets the engine help slow the vehicle. Mistake number 10. The neutral drop nightmare. This might seem harmless or even fun to some, but it's actually one of the worst things you can do to your automatic transmission. Here's what happens. When the engine revs in neutral, the transmission isn't engaged, so the torque converter and clutches are relaxed. Suddenly shifting into drive at high RPM sends a huge shock through the drivetrain. This violent jolt forces the clutch packs and bands to engage under extreme stress, causing them to slip, overheat, and wear out quickly. You might even smell burning clutch material. That shockwave doesn't stop there. It travels through the drive shaft, differential, and axles, potentially damaging bearings, stripping gears, or twisting shafts. While modern cars have some computer protections, the neutral drop stunt can still seriously damage your transmission and lead to expensive repairs. The takeaway: never do a neutral drop. Always shift into drive from a full stop with the engine idling smoothly. Mistake number 11 is what I call the leak lapse, ignoring transmission fluid leaks. At first, a small reddish puddle under your car might seem harmless or go unnoticed. But even a minor leak can signal the start of serious transmission trouble. Transmission fluid does more than lubricate. It cools the system and ensures smooth gear shifts. When fluid levels drop, friction increases between parts, causing faster wear. Worse, without enough fluid to carry away heat, the transmission can overheat, which is the leading cause of failure, burning clutches, warping parts, and breaking down the fluid itself. Low fluid also affects shifting because transmission fluid helps maintain hydraulic pressure. When it's low, you might experience delayed or hard shifts or even slipping gears. So if you spot a reddish or brownish fluid leak under your car, don't ignore it. Most leaks come from worn seals or gaskets and are easy to fix early on. But letting it go can lead to costly transmission damage down the road. Mistake number 12 is the stuck situation struggle, improperly rocking an automatic car when it's stuck in snow, mud, or sand. When drivers get stuck, many instinctively shift rapidly between drive and reverse, trying to rock the vehicle free. While a gentle approach can sometimes help, doing it too quickly or forcefully puts the transmission under serious stress. Each rapid shift causes the transmission's clutches to engage under heavy load, generating a huge amount of heat. That heat breaks down the transmission fluid fast, reducing its ability to cool and lubricate. You may even smell a burnt odor. That's a warning sign your clutches are overheating. This kind of stress also wears down the clutch material and shocks the drivetrain, putting components like axles and CV joints at risk. What starts as a stuck car can quickly turn into a transmission repair worth thousands. Instead, try clearing the area around the tires, use mats or sand to gain traction, and if needed, ask for a push or call for help. A calm, careful approach is far better than aggressive rocking that could destroy your transmission. Mistake 13 is what I call the silent killer, ignoring those minor transmission warning signs. Many drivers overlook small symptoms like a faint burning smell, a slight delay in shifting, or strange noises, thinking they're no big deal. But these subtle signs often mean trouble is building inside your transmission. Automatic transmissions are complex systems that rarely fail suddenly. Instead, they send warning signals like delayed or harsh shifts that could indicate low fluid or pressure problems. If your car slips out of gear or revs without accelerating, it might mean worn clutch packs. Unusual noises such as humming, grinding, or clunking during shifts are also red flags. A burnt smell after driving usually points to overheated transmission fluid, which can no longer protect your system. Even small fluid leaks or warning lights shouldn't be ignored. A few drops of red or brown fluid or a check engine light could signal transmission issues. The best approach is to address these early signs quickly. Fixing minor problems like a faulty sensor, solenoid, or gasket now can save you from costly repairs later. Ignoring these warnings won't make them disappear. It will only lead to bigger, more expensive damage. Pay attention to your car's subtle cues before they turn into serious problems. Mistake number 14. Aggressive stop-and-go driving. Many drivers don't realize how damaging aggressive stop-and-go driving can be for an automatic transmission. Constant hard acceleration followed by sudden braking forces your transmission to shift repeatedly under heavy load. Every rapid gear change creates friction and heat inside the transmission, especially in the clutch packs and torque converter. In heavy traffic, this type of driving prevents the transmission from settling into a smooth, operating rhythm. Instead, it's constantly hunting for gears, which accelerates internal wear. Over time, this can lead to rough shifts, delayed engagement, and increased fluid breakdown. The more heat that builds up, the faster your transmission fluid loses its protective properties. The smarter approach is smoother, more predictable driving. Ease into the throttle, maintain steady speeds when possible, and anticipate traffic flow instead of reacting at the last second. This reduces unnecessary shifting, keeps temperatures down, and helps your transmission last significantly longer. Mistake number 15. Skipping transmission software updates. Modern automatic transmissions rely heavily on computer control. Shift timing, pressure regulation, and torque converter behavior are all managed by software. Many drivers don't realize that manufacturers release transmission software updates to fix shifting issues, improve reliability, and reduce internal wear. When these updates are ignored, your transmission may continue operating with outdated programming. This can cause harsh shifts, poor gear selection, increased clutch wear, and unnecessary heat buildup. In some cases, drivers assume these symptoms mean mechanical failure when the real issue is outdated software. The fix is simple. During regular service visits, ask if there are any transmission or powertrain software updates available for your vehicle. Keeping the software up to date ensures smoother shifts, better efficiency, and longer transmission life, without replacing a single mechanical part. So there you have it, 15 often overlooked mistakes that can quietly but seriously damage your automatic transmission. These are the kinds of habits that don't cause problems overnight, but over time can lead to expensive repairs and shortened transmission life. If even one of these tips help you today, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more practical car advice that actually saves you money. Which of these mistakes surprised you the most, or which one have you seen happen in real life? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.